So thank you, Patrick, for making the time to talk to us today ahead of EduFest 2026. We're very excited to be able to welcome you back on the Rose campus. You've already spoken to our students in the past, but it's a fantastic opportunity to be able to welcome you for EduFest. I like to start these videos by asking our speakers to introduce themselves really in the kind of simplest terms possible. What is your name? What is your job title? And what does that entail?
Yeah, I'm so excited to be involved in EduFest and be back at La Rose. I'm Patrick Foster. I'm the founder and director of an organization called GAMED, which uses my lived experience of addiction and the associated mental health issues that come with it to educate and raise awareness of topics for young people generally, but also anybody in any organization.
Through your recovery process, what gave you the idea, or where did the idea stem from actually, to kind of dedicate yourself to this, to start GAMED and to really kind of try and help other people out? Was it something that made sense to you from the very beginning, or was there kind of a process to it for you to come to this conclusion?
Once I'd been through treatment, which was obviously a long and fairly painstaking process, when I came out of the other side of it, I immediately had a burning desire to share my story with people in the hope that it might help somebody else ultimately. I recognized that through my own experience, I wasn't necessarily as aware of the dangers and pitfalls of addictive substances and behaviors. Mental health was never something that was talked about enough when I was younger. And I guess I always believed that these sorts of issues wouldn't affect somebody like me when actually it became very apparent that they don't discriminate. And so I felt like I had a little bit of a gift through my experience to use that to hopefully benefit others. It also felt like an important way to give something back after taking a lot away. So actually, the sort of idea came to me pretty quickly, and I always knew it was what I wanted to do. It was just trying to find the right way and the right platform in order to do it.
So, because it's such a deeply personal story, um, what would you say EduFest attendees can expect to hear about or to learn during your session? Is it more kind of bullet point tips and tricks of what to do and not to do? Is it more of a storytelling component to it for people that have to choose between which of the sessions they want to go? What would you say to them they can expect to learn about during your session?
Yeah, there's two very sort of definitive parts to any session that I deliver. The first will be me sharing my own personal story and lived experience, and that's a sort of very raw and honest account of what I went through from the kind of start of my addiction journey to the end and obviously into recovery. And then I go on to talk about why it's so relevant now, what people can do to protect themselves, to look out for other people, how to spot signs in other people, and how to interact with people that you might be concerned about, where to get support, and obviously some important sort of life lessons that I believe need to be instilled in everybody, but particularly young people, and what effective education around these areas and topics looks like. And then hopefully, if we've got time, the opportunity for people to ask me any questions.
So, in fact, it sounds like it's a relevant topic just for about anybody because it's not only about the individual, but it's also about the community that surrounds us, right? And not only about what we can avoid for ourselves, but also how we can help others. So, I think it sounds like it would definitely be a very beneficial conversation for a lot of people to take part in. And I hope that many will indeed have the opportunity to attend and hopefully ask questions at the end, because I think in many aspects, not just within education, but it's still considered a bit of a taboo subject. And people don't really know how to approach it and how to talk about it in just very, as you said, raw and honest terms. So that'll be very exciting. I hope I myself will be able to make it to your talk also. If we kind of take a break a little bit from the topics that you'll be discussing at EduFest, and we just think about Patrick. When Patrick is not delivering speeches, when he's not going to different conferences and so on, what does Patrick do? Are you a big reader? Are you into music? Are you into film? Are you into sports? What are some of the things that you do to kind of recharge, recenter, and to do other things than just the professional Patrick?
I mean, I'm into lots of different things, but my main passion, and always has been my main passion, is sport. I've been sport obsessed from a very young age. I spent a short period of my professional life as a professional cricket player. So sport has always been a big part of my life, and I continue to play a lot of sports, watch a lot of sport, go to live sporting events. So that's definitely something that takes up a lot of my time. I have two very young children, so they take up a lot of my time and energy. But family is everything to me, and actually being able to spend lots of time with them and do things with them is what I love doing. Um, I read a bit, not as much as I like to. I listen to a lot of podcasts because I spend a lot of time traveling. So I like listening to sort of podcasts. I wouldn't say I'm somebody who's particularly into music necessarily, but I enjoy listening to music. Um, Fanatical runner. So yeah, I keep myself busy and recognize obviously as much through my own experience and learnings that, as you say, it's really important to have a balance between work and what you do outside of it.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience before they come to EduFest 2026?
Not other than to say I've had the privilege of visiting La Rose. I think it was about 2 years ago, and it is the most unique and incredible place. I was completely blown away by my visit there. So I cannot wait to be back and to reconnect with some of the people I met, and to visit the school again. And I hope as many of you as can come to the session. And as I say, it will be an incredibly honest and um, sort of raw account of what can happen to people, but hopefully also very informative and educational. And I can't wait to also have the opportunity to listen to some of the other incredible speakers that are going to be there. So many different interesting people, and recognize that there's so many places or people that you could go and listen to. So yeah, I look forward to meeting you there.